Good morning, students. So, in our previous video lecture, we have completed exercise 3B up to question number 6. So, let us continue it from here and let us start exercise 3B from question 7 onwards. Welcome to the class. So in this lecture, we are going to solve exercise 3B part 2. Part 2 means we will continue it from question number 7 onwards. Okay. So without delaying, let us start the class. Question number 7. Question number 7 says, evaluate. For this, we will make use of this formula. A square minus b square is equals to a plus b whole into a minus b. Okay. We'll make use of this formula. So let us see question number 1. Where it says 38 whole square minus 37 whole square. Oh, very easy. These are the form a square minus b square. What can you do? So a plus a minus, okay, into this becomes 1. So answer is 75. Very easy. We're just going to make use of this formula. A square minus b square is equal to a plus b whole into a minus b. Let us continue. Do question number 5 then. So 141 whole square minus 140 whole square. Again, same thing, square minus b square. So a plus b whole into a minus b. So this is 281 into 1. So it's 280. Similar way, if you do question number 6, so this is 218 whole square minus 217 whole square. So again, same way, 218 plus 217 and then 218 minus 217. So this brings us answer is clear. Okay, students. Yeah. So now let us do question number 8. So it is clearly said in question number 8, we will use this formula. A plus b whole square is equals to a square plus 2ab plus b square. Okay. So very easy. So question number 1, let us do 310 whole square. What can you do? Clear? So we will break it into a plus b whole square form. Now very easily, this is a and that is b. Okay. So this is the answer therefore. Similar way, we can do question number 2. So what can we do therefore here? Similar way, okay. So a square plus 2 into a into b plus b square. Okay. Just a minute here. Here it will be 4 zeros. So 25806. Okay. So this is the answer there. Let us move on and do question number 9. Here we will make use of this formula. Okay. So let's do question number 1. So remember this we need to convert into a minus b form. Okay. So we can do 200 minus 4. Why? Because as you can see, 200 minus 4 is 196. Therefore, a square minus 2 into a into b plus b square. Okay, so you can subtract. So 38416. Clear, students? Just need to make sure there is enough space here for us. Okay. For that, we need to bring some space. And we will be fine. Okay. We'll just revise a little bit. Now we are fine. Understood, students? So that's how we do. Let us move on and do question number 2 then by using a minus b whole square formula. So what is here? 689. So remember we have to make it into a minus b form. So very easily this can be written as 700 minus 2 whole square. Right? The 700 minus 2 is 700 minus 1. 700 minus 1 is 689. No. We can do 690. Then 700 minus 11. We have to do. Yeah. See? 700 minus 11. 689. Okay. Now we have a minus b whole square. A square minus 2 into a into b plus b square. Therefore, we have okay. Because 14 11s are oh yeah, 11 13s are 143. 11 14s are right. 154. Yeah. And then we have here 121. So then clearly it will be 490031 minus 15466. Let us do that. 15466. Four seven 4 6 2 1. Previous one is 38416. Just a minute. Here it will be 121. Nah? So here it will be 1. And so here it will be, so here it will be 7. Yeah. So we have 4 7 4 7 2. And this brings our answer. Understood, students? Very easily. Yeah. This is the whole sum, therefore. Similar way, now we will use the make use of the formula that we have learned right now, and let us solve question number 10. What we have here? Evaluate. What is question number 110? Come on. We have 69 into 71. Remember, this can be represented in the form a plus b into a minus b. What form we will use? A plus b into a minus b, which formula will be a square minus b square. This formula we will use here. Okay. So see, 69 can be written as 70 minus 1, and 71 can be written as 70 plus 1. So see, this is of the form a plus b into a minus b. Obviously, the answer will be a square minus b square. So 70 whole square means 49. 4900 minus. That means it will be 4,890. Okay. Let us do the next one. Question number 2 then. So similar way, what do we have here? 94 into 106. So similar way, 94 can be written as 100 minus 6, and 106 can be written as 100 plus 6. So again, this is of the form a plus b a minus b. So formula will be a square minus b square. Okay. So 1 4 zeros, and then we have the 36. So 140, if you subtract 36, then okay, so 9,960, and that brings our answer. Yeah. So question number 11 will be same. So then let us do question number 12. See, question number 12 is fill in the blanks. We'll just do the answer right away. Okay. So the square of an even number, we know already the answer. The square of an even number is even, right? Question number 2, the square of an odd number. Again, the square of an odd number is odd. We have learned this in property 3. The square of a proper fraction is less than the given fraction. That is also we have learned in our property. It will be less than. And 4, n square is equals to the sum of first n odd natural number. This is also in the property we have learned. So yeah, odd natural numbers. Here, now let us do question number 13 then. Then this exercise will be over. In question number 13, they have said true or false. Okay. First question is the number of digits in a perfect square is even. We cannot say anything about it, right? We cannot say anything about it. For example, 3 square being 9. So odd number of digits. But suppose we are doing 14 square. As you know, 14 square is 256. So here it gives odd number of digits. Odd. There give odd. But remember, 3 is odd here also. But here 14 is even. So in one place, we have got odd number whole square becomes odd. And here we have got even number whole square becomes odd. So therefore, there is, we cannot say anything specifically, right? So therefore, this statement will be false. Remember, for your own understanding, it's always good to give example. For example, now let us do question number 2. The square of a prime number is prime. Now that is also we cannot say. For example, C 3. 3 is a prime. 3 is a prime. But make 3 square. So it becomes 9. 9 is not a prime. Not a prime. Therefore, here what it says? It says the square of a prime number is prime. See, we have done the square of a prime number. We have got not a prime. Therefore, it will be false. Similar question number 3, let us do. So see, this is question number 2. So let us do question number 3. The sum of 2 perfect squares is a perfect square. The sum of 2 perfect square is a perfect square. May not be the case. Why? See, 2 square becomes 4. So 2 is a perfect square. 3 square becomes 9. So 3 is a perfect square. So that means 4 is a perfect square. 9 is a perfect square. But their sum, let us make their sum. 4 plus 9 becomes what? 13. Not a perfect square. But in our question, what it says? The sum of 2 perfect squares is a perfect square. See, 4 is a perfect square, 9 is a perfect square, but their sum is not a perfect square. Yeah, but this statement will also be false. Okay. Let us do question number 4. The difference of two perfect squares is a perfect square. Again, same thing. It may not be the case. By same example, we can show that 4 is a perfect square. 9 is a perfect square. But 9 minus 4 becomes 5, which is not a perfect square. So let us give that example here also. So 2 square becomes 4. 3 square becomes 9. Therefore, 4 and 9 are perfect squares. But their difference, 9 minus 4 becomes 5, is not a perfect square. Right? Is not a perfect square. Clear? Therefore, this statement will also be false. Yes, students? Now let us do question number 5 then. Last year. The product of two perfect square is a perfect square. Now this is true, right? This will be true always, always. Right? See, suppose we are writing any number square. So this is perfect square. Again, if I do any number square, this is perfect square. So together can be written as 6 whole square. So always the product of two perfect square is a perfect square. Yeah. Remember, a statement, if it is true, we cannot give any example because it may be true for that particular example, but it may not be true for other example. Remember, for true statements, we cannot give any specific example, but for false statement, we can give any specific example because suppose that statement is false for a particular example. So since it does not hold true for that particular example, so it may not be true for all, right? If it is not true for like rice, when your mother prepares rice, she just take some sample and taste whether it is properly done or not. If that is properly not done, if that sample is not done properly, if she feels it is not done, then the whole entire batch is not done, right? So similar way, if we can show by an example that a given statement is false, then by virtue of that, the whole statement will become false. So for false statement, it is suffice to give just an example. Okay, but for true statements, it may not be the case. Okay, students. So in this class, we have completed exercise 3B. Okay. So in this class only, let us do exercise 3C, in which we will learn some methods, 2 methods specifically, to find the squares. Very easy, very simple. We will solve very easily. So let us do that. This chapter is done. So now we will learn shortcut method to find square. Right? Let us do that. First method that we are going to use is also, we have learned just now, right now, that in order to find the square, we can make use of the formula a plus b whole square, right? So this next method, which is said column method of two-digit number, remember column method of two-digit number, in which we will make use of that formula only. So first method is column method. Right. Remember, we will make use of only two digits. How to do? Let us take an example. Let us understand by an example. Okay. So let us do. Suppose we are doing 43. We are trying to find 43 whole square. So how will we do? First, we will make a table like this. Okay. And this table will have three columns. Column 1, column 2, and column 3. In first column, we will make a square. In second column, we will make 2ab. And in third column, we will make a square. For that, clear, one number you take as a, and one number you take as b. 43. So this part you take a, and that part you take b. Clear? So here we make a square. So 14 square becomes 16. Sorry, 4 square becomes 16. Here we will make 2ab. So as you can see, 4 3 is 12. 12 into 2 becomes 24. And b square, so very easily 3 square becomes 9. Clear? Now, whatever is here, we will take. Always we take the right portion's digit, right digit. So here we have 9, so write 9. And then here also we take 4. Now this 2, we will carry it here and add. Okay? Okay. Just a minute. Just a minute. Okay. That's the problem. We have taken 43 and here I have written 47. That's what I am thinking. How come this comes? Okay, so 9 and then we take 4. This 2 we carry it here and then, so let us find, right. Understood? We make a square here 2ab and here b square. B square find 9. So right digit we will take. If there is any more digit, it will carry in here and we will add. So here only one digit, so we have taken 9. Here right digit is 4 or unit digit is 4. 4 we will take, and the 10th place digit we will carry it here. Add whatever is answer, we will write it here. Okay, students. So that is how we solve by column method. Let us do the next method, which is called diagonal method. Diagonal method. So in diagonal method, how to do? This is also very easy. Suppose we are doing 46. Okay. So here also we will make one table. Okay. And 46. So here we will write 46, and there also we will write 46. We'll divide into 4 separate boxes. Now we will multiply them, right? So 4 4s are 16. So 1 will write here and 6 will write here. Understood? Similarly, 4 6 are 24. So 2 we will write here and 4 we will write here. Similarly, 6 4s are 24. So 2 we will write here and 4 we will write here. Similarly, 6 6 are 36. So 3 we will write here and 6 we will write here. Now each box we will divide corner wise. Okay, like this. Each box. Then, so now we will do like this cross section wise. We will count it like this, cross section wise, like this, like this, like this, and like this. Okay. So see here what we have here. Here 6. So it becomes 6. Okay. Now add them. So 4 plus 3, 7. 7 plus 4, 11. So we have here 11. Similarly, add them. 6 plus 2, 8. 8 plus 2, 10. Right? 10. And here we have 1. So by similar way, how will you write? First digit we will write. Second digit we will carry. So first digit 6 written. Right? And here is 1. So we have written this 1 we will write here. So 10 plus 1 becomes 11. Again 1 we will carry here. And this 1 we will take it here. 1 plus 1 becomes 2. So 1 1 6. Okay. So just check whether this is correct or not. Understood, students? Again, let me repeat. So for 46 whole square, we are doing. So how to do is by diagonal method. 4 6 we have written, and here also 4 6 we have written. And in this box, we will separate it by 4 lines equally, make 4 boxes. And then we will multiply each of them and write it like this. 4 4 is 16, so 1 6. 4 6 are 24, so 24. 6 4 are 24, so 24, and 6 6 are 26, 6 are 36, so 36. Next, we will separate each box by a corner line, a diagonal line. So there is here like this, and then we will count it like this. If you have a pencil, then I would suggest that you use pencil to mark the lines. So here 6. Now add them. Arrow means if you have to add them. So add and then write here. Similarly, add and then write here. Add and then write here. So first digit we will take each and every once, and the second digit or the 10th place digit we will carry it forward to the next number. So here 6 we have written, and here 1 we have written, and this 1 we have carried forward to the next number. So plus 1 we have done. So 11 again, first digit we have written, and second digit again we have carried forward to the next number. So 1 plus 1 becomes 2. So that is our final answer. So that is how we solve this by diagonal method. So in today's class, we have done exercise 3B, as well as we have solved, we have learned how to, yes. So this is today's class then. And we have learned how to make square of any 2-digit number using a column method as well as diagonal method. Okay, students. So we will continue the class. We will continue the next exercise as well as the chapter in the next class, where we will solve exercise 3C, and most probably we will start exercise 3D, and also we will learn how to find the square using division, how to find the square root of any number using the division method. Okay, students, then this is it for today. Thank you. Have a very nice day. See you in the next class. This is Srikant Roy signing out.